Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel for another digital illustration tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at what has become one of the most frequently asked requests that I get, or questions, which is how do you create fonts from your own handwriting? So since I've started sharing my process and how I create posts, this is something that's come up again and again when you guys see me typing into something and it's still in my handwriting. There are two things that I use to create my own fonts. One of them is Procreate, simply because I'm doing it on my iPad now. And the other app that I use is Calligrapher. Calligrapher, as you can see here, is an online-based app. And it's absolutely free to use, or you can pay to upgrade your subscription, which allows you to add more characters to your font. But for starting out, I definitely recommend using the free version of it because you get up to 96 characters within your font in the free version, and that's absolutely plenty to create simple fonts. The other benefit to using Calligrapher is that you don't even need an iPad or a digital tablet to create fonts. You can print off the Calligrapher templates and write directly onto them with a pen or a marker, and then scan them back into Calligrapher, and it will be able to read your handwriting off of the templates and build a font from them. So if you don't have an iPad or you don't have a graphics tablet, this is definitely something that you can still do. But for today, I'm going to show you how I do it, which is through Procreate. So the first thing that I have to do when I'm creating a font is build the template. Here I'm adding what characters I want to be in my font, so I've added the basic upper and lowercase alphabet, as well as some numbers and punctuation. I'm also going to go in and add some letter joins, so pairs of letters that are joined together, which are called ligatures, because when I write, I tend to join some of my letters and not join others. This means that when my font is built, it's going to look more like my handwriting because it follows my personal patterns. The ligatures aspect of a font is part of the paid upgrade, so if it's something that you want to do, then you have to upgrade your account. But for starting out, you don't need the ligatures, in my opinion. This is just something that gives it a little bit of extra personal flair. Once I'm happy with all the characters that I've added to my template, I'm going to go ahead and download it. I'm going to make sure that the boxes are big enough for writing into, and I'm going to have the characters displayed in the background to make it easier for me to keep the letter size uniform. Now it's time to switch over to Procreate so we can start to build our font. I have a font files stack inside in my Procreate, so here you can see all of the previous templates that I've created for different handwriting fonts. I'm going to go into the files, which is where my download has saved, and one by one I'm going to import my templates into my gallery. Okay, so it's time to start lettering and illustrating to start creating our characters for our font. First thing you need to do is create a new layer on top of your template file. That way, if you make any mistakes or you need to erase anything, you don't damage the template file underneath, which can actually hinder Calligrapher reading your characters. I'm going to use the monoline brush from the inking section in the Procreate brushes, and I'm just going to go in and start tracing over the different characters on the template to build my font. I'm going to be creating a blocky font because I want something even sized and blocky for creating different styles of posts. I also get asked a lot how I create squared or blocky letters, and I'm just going to show you how I do it here. I use a monoline brush because that keeps the lines the same size the whole way, and then I just use the eraser brush to chop off the ends, and then you get a nice blocky finish. I'm going to do this the whole way across the whole template. What I do end up doing in a few minutes is changing the opacity of my inking layer just so I can better see the Calligrapher template underneath, and make sure that as I'm erasing the pieces of each layer, I'm erasing them to the size of the template character so that my font stays uniform and even sized the whole way through. So once I have all of the characters for my font illustrated onto the Calligrapher templates, I'm going to export them as PNG files and save them onto the files of my iPad. Then I'm going to go back to Calligrapher and create a new font. I'm naming my font Happy Blocks, and then I'm going to import or upload my templates. So that's selecting those templates that I just created with my own hand lettering on top of them. So I created a total of 3 templates when I was building my font because of the amount of characters that I used, and I'm going to upload all 3 of them here together. Calligrapher is now going to process my templates and remove the background so that I'm left with my letters that I illustrated. At this point, it's a good idea to have a little scroll through to make sure that all of your letters are assigned to the correct keypad character. And then once you're happy, you just click on Export Characters or Add Characters to Font, and then we're ready to build. So the next step is to click on Build Font, and what this is going to do is it's going to put all your characters together and it's going to give you a little preview of what the font is going to look like. If you're happy with the letter spacing and the word spacing, you can click to download your file, and this will save it once again to the downloads in the file section on your iPad. Now we can go back into Procreate. I'm going to go and create a new canvas. And in the Canvas Tools menu, I'm going to click to add text. Then you tap on Edit Style and you'll see Import Font in the top corner. Here I'm going to find in my downloads my recent font file, tap on it, and it will be imported into my Procreate font library. As I scroll down, I find it, there it is, Happy Blocks. And that's it. That is how I use Procreate and Calligrapher to create my own handwriting fonts. It is as simple as that, and as I said, if you don't have an iPad, you can do exactly the same thing using the Calligrapher templates with a different graphics tablet. And if you don't have a graphics tablet, you can just print out the Calligrapher templates and write onto them with a pen or a marker and then scan them back into your computer and upload them to Calligrapher like that, and it will be able to read your handwriting from the templates. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that you found it useful. If you did like it, make sure to give a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you again next week for another video.